Right, parents can come in a bit if they want, for sure. Firstly, hey, thanks for having me. This is awesome. What a setup out here. So, Dandy Rangers, now, remind me, now we're in the state league. Now, wait, the best division there is, top 10, is it called state 10 or something? What's the league called, JP? VC. So the top 10, and you won 3 in a row? Is that correct?
Yes.
3 games?
Yes.
How you been going? Who'd you beat the last 3 games?
Raiders not.
Yeah, do we hate Knox?
Yes.
No, we don't like them.
And Camberwell.
Yeah, okay. Camberwell, they think they're pretty good.
We better not put this online, eh?
Good. I mean, you can now. You can after this part. You can cut
Chop and change it. We'll make
it. Cut it after 90 seconds. No, really awesome work. So Jen's quickly filled me in, but you guys can talk more later for sure about the level you guys are at. But under 12s, this league is phenomenal, and I think you're almost on the way to being in that top 10 group. Is that correct? And even in the one below is elite. So this is as good as it gets. And I was saying to Jen on the way here on the phone that it's easily the most populous game in the nation as far as of your age group, like grade 5, probably grade 4, grade 5, maybe some grade 6, if that. It's the most played game. So for you guys to be at that level, you've got to be very internally proud of yourselves. And now it's just about keeping this group together. We've got, I think, 10 in the side, and making sure you can all do your best you can to enjoy yourselves moving forward, but also really get the most out of it, and not break or stop enjoying it. That's the 2 things, because good things happen when you're having fun, but you're going to have a lot more fun if you feel good and you feel bouncy and energetic. And number 1, number 2, if you don't break, because it's probably the most dynamic game in the nation, in the world. Aussie rules footy is a great game, but it's not as hard on the body as this. So you've got to be doing the right things away from that. We'll talk a little bit about the body stuff later. And more importantly, at this level, you want to be, I guess, ticking all the boxes away from the game and before trainings and those kind of things. So when we talk about the whole circle of success, it doesn't have to take much out of you. It doesn't have to be a chore. It doesn't have to be a stress. It should just flow. And we'll talk a little bit about this now and how you can kind of incorporate it in. Also, you got books, right? Because the book is going to be a little bit about. I'm going to flick this over to you coaches, just a little 1-pager about what to do before training, and we'll take you out there at the end of the session and do like 5-6 minutes. But it doesn't have to be complicated. It's just got to be regular, because you guys smash yourselves at training, no doubt, yeah. So you're rocking in, getting here from school, or mum and dad are driving you, rushing you in and out of the car, eating whatever, and then getting on the court. And I know then it's pretty normal, because adults do it, to just cruise out of the car if you've been sitting for 40 minutes and bloody at school all day, and then getting up, bloody on you, getting your shoes on, a bit of TikTok, talking a bit of stuff with your friends, catching up about what happened at school, and then your bloody coach comes and you're straight into it. Yeah, does that happen? Does that happen a lot? And I can't imagine it's an easy start. You get straight into it, pretty much. Yeah, and it's full on out there. Like that's, like I said, it's a real dynamic game, great game. You want to be able to really execute and get to Friday night feeling the best you can. Because that's the only, why would you not want to feel good on Friday night? And if you're not doing these things before training and after training, and maybe a bit where you're watching TV or whatever in the mornings or nights, then you'll feel like shit on a Friday. So you want to feel good on a Friday, that's the key. That's one thing. We're going to do a little circle in a minute. And the other thing would be just communication with your coaches and your parents and physios, and that's huge, really big. Not playing through things and being smart. There's no need to be tough. You can be tough on a game, but through the week, if you start to feel pain and little things, there's a time and a place to be tough, and there's a time and a place to be smart. We'll talk about that. So a big circle of success here. You'll see that. You'll see that there. It's a big circle there. It's supposed to be a circle there. You a good rider? No, I'll do it. I'm no good. I never did. Did you get your pen license? I haven't. I'm still waiting. Bloody Miss Wise in grade 3, St Mary's. She still hasn't given me a pen license yet. I keep emailing her once a week. So this thing here, physical. This is the physical. Like, how do I feel good? Okay. What makes me feel good? What makes me feel good on a Friday? Is Friday night your main game? And I know you girls all play a truckload of domestic and probably 3 other sports, but is Friday night your best, when you want to feel your best? Is that correct? Am I right? Am I right? Yeah. So that's really important. So how do I feel? Absolutely great on Friday night, because at the end of the day, the league you're playing in, girls, you want to enjoy it, and you're clearly very good at it. So let's just think about that. We'll come back to that in a minute. Physical. Emotional and mental is huge, right? Don't worry about the spelling there. Emotional and mental is massive, because what we want to do, you guys are learning skills, mind, body, and habits and routines and rituals for the rest of your life. So you're playing elite sport now, and some of you might go on and play elite sport, college, whatever. You might go move over, change codes and AFLW, tennis, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the practices and the habits and the friendships that you've got is what's going to last you forever. So the practices and the habits you last now, and can really, if you can nail them grade 6, year 7, you're going to have them forever. So you're going to be so far ahead, and that's longevity. And something we call longevity and health span, which just means you get to move and feel good for the rest of your life. And you know what you're doing. Because it's much easier to stay fit than get fit. Which means if you let yourself just take the easy route a few times, not the easy route, the comfortable route, then it's going to get harder and harder to get back. So what we're going to talk about later is these little things, like literally 2 minutes, 1 minute, it's going to make you much better here. This little part here is just that team ethos or team culture. Don't worry about me writing. All right, girls, can you read that? Team culture, you read that? Team culture and vibe. So how can we get everything out of the group we've got here? You guys all obviously get along really well. You're all from different schools. Does anyone go to the same school? I'd heavily doubt it inside this school. No? It's pretty cool. You got 10 ladies, all in different areas of Victoria, coming together, which is amazing. And this level of basketball, footy, netball, I've seen it a lot at your age, and it's really important that you can really enjoy each other's company. And you seem like such a beautiful bunch of girls, and the parents, and I've spoke to a few, and all you got to do is keep that, but believe, and we're going to talk those last little bit here, belief and communication. Just believe in yourselves and each other, because that's going to really play out. So this team culture comes from your coaches and all that, and they're amazing. All they want you to do, and we'll talk about that, we're going to go around a circle, we'll get some input, is really show that out there. So you've done all these things, you've done the reps, you've done thousands of layups, and those reps give self-belief. And then out here is just that belief, and I guess the confidence that we talk about a lot, don't we? And you guys are all pretty confident in your body. And then I guess the verbal, which doesn't have to be hard and doesn't have to be much. So that's the gamut, I guess, of any kind of team success, where you're looking after yourself in a selfish way, in a good way, and a selfless way. Because if you're not looking after yourself, then you're going to be letting down your teammates and yourself. You've got to show yourself the love first. Emotional, mental health, of course, really important. It's everything, really. And learning habits and routines for every week for this year, 2025, and then routines for the rest of your life. Team culture, really buying into what all the coaches are telling you. Obviously, you guys are so awesome with playing your role. Yeah, you go and play 2, whatever. I'll do that. I'll sit on the wing, that's fine. But there's more than just that. It's starting to really, if you're really introverted and really don't like getting verbal and vocal, at this level of ball, you just got to really bring that energy and vibe, because out there, you guys are doing all the hard stuff. Out there, against the side like Camberwell or Knox, if they've got energy and you haven't, that's an extra 15 points for them before the game's even started. So you guys without doing anything different from a skills and fundamentals perspective, just by bringing the energy and getting around each other, high five central, and bringing some energy. And it doesn't have to just be one person. And you can be the most introverted person off the court. You don't have to talk. But on there, just get the energy up a little bit. A few smiles, a few laughs, and we'll talk about that later. But really get the vibe up. That's important, because that gets you free, literally free, 15 to 20 points for nothing. Because the oppo just drops their head subconsciously or consciously, drops down and goes, oh Jesus, these girls aren't going away. And they just keep going and yapping and talking. And this stuff here, that all breeds into that, which is belief, confidence, and that comes from all these things combined. And then you've got those things to go, yeah, we've done this in training. And that happens in reps. So when you've got the coaches and the managers and JPIP and that, you're doing the reps out there, just start to practice. If you're doing run-throughs, 3x3 or transition, you get the voice, and that's that practice in there. But I love all this that you've got here, because that's a big one. We're going to start with there. First, any questions on that, apart from not understanding my writing? Any other questions? Can you understand it? No, don't worry about it. You can't understand my writing, but does everyone understand what I'm getting at there? In elite sport. So this is a team game, but like I said, you're playing the most popular game for your age group in the country, and probably the world of soccer. So it's huge to be doing this at this level. So you should be commended. But now it's about trying to get it right and not just going through the motions, because mum and dad get me here and there. But I'll get some input first. How many games a week is everyone playing of ball and other sports? So don't even worry about sessions just yet, because I'm going to talk about that in a bit when you write your books. How many games a week? So who's got just basketball, football, netball at its peak? How many games a week are we playing? I'll start with you, Legend. Off the top, no? Quick count, just 2 games? Is that all? No other sports? Okay, good. Will? 3? Is that with footy as well? You're not netball and basketball?
3 games of basketball.
No netball anymore?
Swimming, and then footy season.
Yeah, I'm talking about in winter, at the peak. How many games? So 4 or 5 games? A game of footy. No, that's not even training. Domestic, rep, basketball, netball. 2 or 3? Yeah. A game. Good girl, yeah. And it's a competition. Yeah. So, but think about in June. 3 games. Yeah. And of course, private schools, when you start that, if you play Saturdays. 2. 3 games. It's a lot of games. A lot of times competing. That doesn't include what you're going to do tonight, and added on training sessions, basketball, netball. And I know you girls are so young and athletic and fit, it just kind of rolls, but it doesn't eventually. And you know what? Some of the warm-up, that only going to take 3 or 4 minutes. It's really going to help your performance as well. So if you feel like you're not transitioning, say you're playing a good side and you can't transition quick enough, or you can't change angles quick enough, or you're not bouncy enough under the board, whatever, the stuff you do in the warm-up is really important for that. And even if you get to school and you're doing 100-metre sprints or whatever, or you're doing footy training and you've got to do repeat efforts and speed endurance, or if our coach has got you doing yo-yos and shuttles and you're feeling like you're average at that, or agility tests, whatever, that helps. What we're going to do is just coordination from a nervous system point of view, and it's going to help you to not get injured. Who's had big injuries the last 6 months, 12 months? Put your hands up. Anyone? Not yet? Be honest, Dave, be honest. What have, you forgot about it already? What'd you have? Fractured pinky.
Fractured pinky, her ankle twice.
Yeah, ankles.
The tendon, what was it?
You forgot about all these, or?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
5
Mum and Dad
weeks.
didn't.
Yeah.
They're the ones in the physio everybody second week. That's a lot. Yes, Dave?
The day before going up to Adelaide, I was doing a quadruple piggyback and then fell and then slightly fractured my wrist, and then the next day I went up to Adelaide to play basketball and still playing.
Yeah, good girl. That's the stuff of courage and Dermot Burden type stuff, but we don't want that ideally. Who was on top with the piggyback? Were you on top or the bottom?
I was second.
Yeah, second. Do you do aerobics or gymnastics or anything?
Oh no.
What were you thinking? Don't worry. The day before Adelaide. But well done for playing through pain.
I don't have friends.
We want, what's that, Dave?
I don't have friends.
Yeah, we want to avoid that if we can. Any injuries lately? Yes, Dave? Fractured wrist, that basketball? Yeah. I was hoping some of these would be basketball related. Yeah, no, good girl. No. You been good? Just your brother? No, good. Awesome. That's awesome. You're going to get some. Ankles are the big one. Ankles, feet, Achilles. And clearly at this level of basketball, knees, ankles, hips, we just want to keep healthy. So again, it's not about doing stuff for no reason. Every single thing we're going to do quickly tonight has got a purpose. So we're going to write it down. I'm going to give you a PDF. When you get to training how many nights you train with this club, Dandy?
2.
12. Every time you train, which no doubt it's pretty full on, you just go in your routine. If you get here early, you can do it quickly, and then maybe the coach or someone can take you through 3 or 4 minutes that we'll quickly do before you start tonight. And it's all written down for you. There's no thinking. I don't want you thinking, but I don't want you having to what's the word? Motivate yourself to do it, because it should just be automatic, like brushing your teeth. Does that make sense? So I'll give you a little routine, and then I'll give a couple of videos as well. You can watch on YouTube for ankle stability and strength of mine that they can watch as well. It's really important. So that's important there. So what we're going to do just before we get into these last three, because this is one of the main ones I'm here for tonight, is just go through a little bit of physical routine. So who can tell me this is pre-training first, we're going to start off, and then I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes of stuff to do in the mornings and nights. But what do you do when you get to training normally? Like say tonight and I'm not here and you rock up. What time do you start training?
6:30.
Yeah, awesome. What time do you normally get in? Yeah. Yeah, good girl. So 6:15ish. Yeah, and it's hard because you've probably had some food and you're trying to do your school stuff. So you roll in. You do as a group. Do you do anything or not yet? Layups and shit? Not yet.
Yes.
Yep.
They do like a warm up basketball.
With balls.
They stuff around so they get told off.
Yeah,
and then
awesome.
and then they
That's
start.
alright. And at this level, girls, you just got to be doing some little basic stuff. Now with these stuff, now you've always got this stuff in your kit bag, have you? Do you always have these in your kit bag? Yep. And so these, you don't have to have all these, but I'm just going to give you a couple of demos, and then I'm going to go through a steadfast routine that I know that I know that every single representative footballer from under 12s up does, netball, and I've worked with a lot of state league basketballers as well. But this is really important stuff, 2 or 3 minutes of work. So what you do, this is just like, pretend like me and you today, I'm one of you guys, and we're just all rocking up. So what I'm going to do today is rock up to the stadium, you go and get changed, whatever. You just rock out here and just make it cruisy, make it relaxed. If there's no one here yet, whack your AirPods in. But the start of it can just be really passive and light, and I'm going to write all this down for JPIP. But you just get on your roller, literally get on your roller. So find some space. If you haven't got a roller, don't stress, just lie down on the floor somewhere. So get some space, girls, get some space. You pretty much, because you've been sitting all day, as a general rule, you're probably a bit dynamic at lunch and then sitting again. And just really relax. 2 or 3 minutes, whack some tunes in. This routine, you can do at home as well. But what I want you to do is just not think about it too much. 2 or 3 minutes. So literally just coming up and down the thoracic spine. It's moving. Now the roller, hey girls, the roller doesn't have to be crazy. Like 2 or 3, 5, 6 rolls. You don't have to obsess about it. If it feels good though, and it chills you out, you can just focus on your breathing and just switching off. No thinking ever allowed. That's another night. We can talk about that. Maybe later. Maybe later. Maybe we'll get time.
What are you doing?
So thoracic, so we all watch, you can just watch me. If it feels not right, just come up and watch me a bit. So just literally on my heels, just taking upper body really, thoracic, lower back. So the thoracic spine's just upper shoulders. Can everyone see that? So you're just pretty chill, just really rolling up and down your heels. So my bum's off the ground, but that's it. I'm just chilling on my back here. Really important, that thoracic spine, upper back for you girls, crucial. So from that position, JPIP, I just want like one thoracic movement. So one roll and then one movement to open up. So what you girls will do on the side of the court somewhere is just some general mobility. I don't want you holding stretches for long times, especially pre-training. But just, you'll go into a downward dog, just like this, girls, and just open up 5 or 6 times. So let's all do this together, let's go. So get your heels on the ground, looking through your heels. Hands are on the deck. Are we all doing it? There, who's done a downward dog? Surely. Open up, look towards your thumb. Don't rush it. Controlled movements, girls, good. So opening up, looking, see my eyeballs are following each thumb. Keep going, keep going. So get that leg out, that's good, good girl. Show me, good girl, keep both. Good, Willow, good girl. What's your name? Get your feet in, but pretty good. Get those bloody, what are those things called? They're no good. They're good, they look good, but they're shit outs for this. Heels on the ground, open up, look towards the thumb. Look towards the thumb. And have a rest. Have a rest. So listen, you get neural, listen girls, you get neural stretch there, lower back and upper back, okay? Try to keep your feet in until you get a bit of a neural stretch through the hammies and calves, and then open up. But it can be controlled. Basic one. Straight to the roller again, so it's going to go, oh yeah, no, just put bare feet. Bare feet's fine. Just no place to move. And just straight to hammies and calves. Literally, I'd go 6 to 15 seconds just cruising You can start to talk to your friends now because they're all rocking up, but everyone's doing the same thing. Hammies and calves. Again, only when the bum's off the deck, girls. The bum's got to be off the deck. They're perfect, because no point, yeah, good. Otherwise you get no, you just roll down to your calves. Good. So again, 5-10 seconds. Doesn't have to be much, it's just to get like that muscle flowing. And then swap. 5-10 seconds again. Some bloody good kicks going around here, Chris Pippo, isn't there?
Yeah.
So good, good shoes getting around. How many pairs of shoes you rotate a week, girls? Just rotate. Talk about that later. Let's go. Sorry, parents. Let's go. On one knee now. This one. Hey, this is, do you know what they call this, girls? The best stretch in the world. One foot on the ground, flat, and your knee on the ground. Bring your hand next to this foot. So my right foot, my right hand, and then I open right up again. So watch this. Watch me closely. Take your time. See how I'm again looking towards my left thumb. My left knee's on the ground. My right hand and right. Swap it over. Left foot, left hand. Inside my left leg, open up. Parents can do this 6 times a day. And kids, but parents. Huge. Drive-in, office, tradies. Let's go one more exercise. I'm going to look at this. Righto, right foot, right hand. Inside, both of those things flat on the deck. And I'm pushing my groin away and I'm opening up my ribcage. All right, good girl. Good girl, look towards your thumb, Dale. Good girl, but get their body up more, Dale, so this. So really stretch out, foot out the back.
I can't.
Yeah, go, Will. Look towards your thumb. Good, good, good. Look towards your thumb, honey. Yeah, better. Open up, chest up, chest up, chest up. And rest. Sweet. Then you got what? Sorry, hey, Mom wants a photo. Do it again. Do it again. Hey, team manager. Do what you say.
Yeah.
Look towards your thumb. See, open up your ribs. Look towards this thumb. Open. Oh, good work. So listen, upper back, ribs, and hips are crucial. I'll give you 2 or 3 other things, not for pre-training though, to do like away from here, morning, nights. We'll give you some videos. But that's it. And then you can start to do 1 minute of who's got physio rehab they've got to do. Or pre-ab? Not yet? Hopefully not much. Yeah? Yeah? Yep? You have? Yeah, good. So you go through that stuff. And then you're just going to do this little 2-minute routine each on your own or in a team by now. And then we're done. You get your band on, which are these things. If you got them, that's great. You just whack them just below your knees. And this is just about, so what you've done there, even though it's probably not what you felt like doing, you're going to do that 1,000 times before Christmas and it compounds. All right? So whack these just below your knees and stand up. Stand up, awesome. If no one's here and you're doing this, that's fine. It's great. You can do this 6 times a day. It all adds up. All right? It's like putting a buck in your money box jar. Anyone got coins anymore? No. Ass out. Ass right out. Right out. Put all your weight through your heels. Put all your weight through your heels, girls. Good. So can you feel the weight offload the knees? Like you're sitting on a little chair. Like pretend there's a chair there, right? You're just gonna put, and then the side of your bum cheeks I wanna work. These are called your glute medians. When you land, these things are your major stabilizers, all right? So these parts of your bum, not just the back side, but the sides of the hips. I want band with good resistance and just tiny little crab walks. So 5 or 6 this way and 5 or 6 the other way. Take your time, there's no rush. Forget about what everyone else is doing. Get in your own little zone and fire. Fire through the side of the bum. And keep that width. See how I'm holding that width here? I'm holding this width. So I'm not doing this because there's no tension at all. We want tension on the band and hold the width. Good girls. Awesome. Great work. And then back. So obviously this medial, this inside part's working, but I really want this. And have a rest. 15 seconds, 20 seconds, go again. But don't do anything to fatigue. It's just to fire. What that means is the brain knows that those muscles have to work. Whack it off. And then you'll just go against the wall. There's truckloads of wall. Go on that back wall here. And literally just do a couple. How do those go on the skin, those ones? How do those go on the skin? I'll text you a couple of these for some good ones on the skin. They'll rip you. Get on the wall. Just get some space, right? Again, your own time. And it's just about trying to excite the nervous system before you get into your main warm-up. So just leg up as high as you can. Okay, so I mean my back leg's extended, and then in your own time, you're just gonna switch. Switch. Chest up and out, shoulders back. Switch. Good, keep going. Good, no pressure through the back calves. Good. Do 5 or 6 and have a rest, and then do another 5 or 6. Awesome. Well done. Have a rest, have a rest, have a rest. Do another 5 or 6 in a minute, but have a rest, because I don't want any calf pain or ankle pain. It's about preventing that, all right? So this is just the general stuff you do on your own called A switches, but it's about the brain talking to the muscle. That's awesome. Let's go one more time with 6. Spread out a bit. Well done, girls. In your own time. Or do you want me to cook? No, in your own time, because you're not going to have to out of it. Good. Dynamic. Do 2 more, but 1, 2. Good. Ha, good work. That's it. So listen, before you've done that, I'm going to write all that down for Jen and the coaches. That's it. But it's just about trying to. Now you come over here, and the last little bit before you start the balls and the 4-minute team warm up, which you're going to go through. Listen, I just want a bit of ankle leg balance, and that's it. So one leg, standing up, just one leg, ankle leg balance, and just do a few rotations. But I want you to think about the muscles you worked in that band, and it's this muscle that's grounded, okay? This muscle, not any other muscle, this muscle, the back side that you're working in the band, and swap it over. And then what we're ready for, you can go, do your thing, get ready for the coach to come out and do a 2 or 3 minute dynamic warm up, with balls or without, then I'm just going to take you through now. Okay, and this is crucial. Have a rest. So, in this phase, you still might be on your own or with little sub-clusters. So, 3 of you, what's your name? Chloe and Zariah. Zariah. So, so Chloe and Zariah might be just doing their thing, right? And then Willow rocks in 6 minutes later and someone rocks in. It doesn't matter, just do your own thing. Once everyone gets together at 6 on the dot, yeah, then the coach, what's the coach's name? Cam comes, he says, awesome. You might do 2 or 3 minutes of what we're about to do, with balls or without, and then you go straight into it. Because what it's going to do, you're going to do it anyway as you go on, like play Vic, and the level you're playing now, you're already going to be doing it. And this gives you confidence because you're going to come together. So you can still be talking a bit of rubbish right then, but then as soon as 6 o'clock rolls over and Cam gets you on the court for some of these moves, and I'm only going to do 3, but it's important for running mechanics as well. Then you switched on, aren't you? Because you're not going to be talking shit when Cam's here, are you? No, there's no way. So you have some laughs. What happened at school? Yeah, this happened. That's great. And then you mean business at 6 o'clock. Right. So with these moves, what we'll do, we'll pretend we're on the court, and I'm going to have 15-20 minutes back still in here, and then I'll take you on the court. So come over here, girls. Anyone need a drink? Back to time right now, surely. Going all right? Good girls. So pretend like there's a whole court. You do a half court, whatever. The only moves you're going to do after that, remember, a couple of bits of mobility. We'll face this way, girls. So like say there's groups of 4 and 5, we're just going to literally walk this way. You've done your upper back mobility, so all I want is a couple of neural stuff and then some dynamic stuff. So this is just a hamstring sweep, really important. Toes face the forehead. You do this already? Yeah. Oh, good girls, you do it already. As a group?
No. Oh, some.
Do you do A skips already? Okay. And pogos? No, it's good. As a group, good girls. Well, let's get 2 or 3 minutes as a group doing this stuff, and then it's all basketball. But then you're confident and you know it. And this is like, how many times did you shoot a ball or do a layup? Like at least 5,000 a week. So imagine doing 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes of this a week. So that was sweeps, you'll go up and back. And this next one's an A skip, but on the spot, I just want you to practice it on the spot first. And it's really important for mechanics and posture. So who's going to think about, on the spot, opposite hand to knee. Just skipping and relaxing. Shoulders, everything's soft, good. So it's not high knees per se, just a skip. Good, and now it's going to keep moving this way for a skip. Good. Good, awesome. So, really important. Rest. In field-based sports, that's really important because from a coordination point of view, you're not just doing what you've always done. It excites the nervous system. Go again, show me some A's. Let's go. Good, show me. Good work. Yeah, good. That's fantastic. 2 more dynamic movements. Stiff legs. Again, as a group, you'll be the Rangers 12-1. Is that what you call it? Yeah. 12-1. You'll be all together and they'll be going at training. This is obviously in games as well. At training, you'll just be like, you'll have this aura about you if you're doing this shit. And again, let's go. Stiff legs together. stiff legs. So again, tendon elasticity, tendon stiffness. And rest. Go back to the same thing. So for basketballers especially, tendon stiffness and elasticity gives you wicked injury prevention and that extra bit of running efficiency, which we call free speed. Now pogos are just, with pogos, it's like any jumping or plyometric. Less is probably more, but regularity over doing shitloads. So with pogos, these are just these things where you're just on your toes, 5 or 6. You can face forward, but I'd rather you face sideways. And then what you're going to do is one girl, or the coach will say, let's go, and it's a 15-metre stride. You can do 2 of them, and then you're literally playing basketball. All right, but how's the difference in the mindset too? Because you're not just rolling out a bit malaise and lethargic, rolling out of the car, posting on whatever Instagram, getting the basketball, and then, no, bloody hell, if you've been switched on for 8-10 minutes now. So face that wall, pogos. Good girls. And then, obviously you're not going to run with the chairs over, but you'll just go, little stride. Let's go. So a little effort, little run. Good girls. There's no room, obviously, but you'll do that on the timber, and you'll start to think, okay, and when you're doing this before training and a game, you'll have more room, and I want you to think about game day pace or training pace and getting over that. So if we had a GPS on you, Willow, you'd be hitting like 28k an hour if you're trying to defend transition running. So that's the kind of, your body can't go from the car to that. And this is what this does. As much as it helps you get fitter and stronger and prevents injury, it gets it ready to go. So face that bar or canteen, whatever it is. Pogos, again. Let's go. Awesome, girls, have a rest. Awesome. Superstars. That was bloody awesome. Get around each other, high five. High five everyone, every girl. Make sure, great stuff. Bit of vocal, bit of vocal, bit of vocal. Let's go. Alright. So we'll write all that down. But listen, you're going to be doing that in some way, shape or form for your whole career. And then some. Like, you're all going athletes. That's just, you watch everyone on TV, you'll be seeing that. And now you're at this level, girls. Like, there's no more, even domestic, you want to do that, girls, because you'll run the risk of hurting yourself in a game that isn't as important as this, what you're doing with your group of teammates here, your sisters. That's really good. This stuff here is just the stuff I'll show you in like 2 minutes, or I've got videos, but it's just stuff I want you to do at home if you've got neural hamstring stuff. But I think what I'll do, JP, is I've got a couple of videos that are perfect for them to watch at home if they get, but I'll still go through it. And then you've got these bands here, anyone? These things, so you can use a towel, you use towels and stuff, or skipping rope that's any good, whatever. It's just basic hamstring stuff. So that can be in your kit if you're a bit niggly, and you don't have to do this, but just basic stuff. So neural hamstring before basketball or while you're watching stuff at night, or even just set your alarm a couple of times a day at school even, probably not at school, but just really get it to the point where you can pull it back as far as you can and then point your toes back to your forehead. And that toes point to your forehead is the neural stretch that I'm talking about. And with the game you guys play and the sitting and the driving you got to do, it's absolutely crucial. If you've got away games and you're driving 2-3 hours, so you get the toes, sit, get the toes, and then hold again, get the toes pointing back to my forehead. So that's stuff in the car for away games because you're sitting and your hamstrings are cramping up. Any questions on that? You can see how that gives you a bit more confidence, and the reps give self-belief. And the first couple of times it'll be a bit laughing and a bit whatever, but after 7 or 8 goes in it, it'll just be regulation, like brushing your teeth, like shooting a layup. Really important stuff. On that, get the vibe up then. If you're an introvert, really do your best is to get, you don't have to yell, but just get around each other and get some good energy around. If you're one of the vocal leaders, take charge and get everyone up. Do you know what I mean? It's really important stuff. No one cares. No one's looking at you. No one gives a shit about you from the outside. All that matters is you being happy and you helping out your mates. So if you're going to communicate and get your group up and your mates up, no one on the other court, who gives a shit what everyone thinks? Don't worry about anyone else. It's only about this group of 10 girls and helping you guys get better. Awesome. This stuff here is pretty important. Emotional, mental, and longevity stuff. So that stuff's really important, but those books are really important. So you don't have to write anything today, But what I want you to do, and again, I'll give you some notes on this because I know you're not going to remember much of this, but just start to think about now in grade 5, every day, just keep a bit of a wellness diary and keep it really simple. Like, don't think about, I don't want it to become a chore. Some of you might like riding, you might ride shitloads, that's great. But if you hate riding or you always find it a chore, keep it in the car, your mum and dad or whoever takes you, and just give yourself, after training every night, how you feeling out of 10 energy-wise. Do you want to write this down? Can you write this down for me? How you feeling out of 10 energy-wise? This is after training. So maybe you've got a bit of time in the car.
How do you feel?
Energy-wise. So try to do it 5 or 6. You don't want me to write that on the whiteboard. You won't be able to read it. So 5 or 6 days a week, if not 7. How do I feel out of 10? 10 being I feel amazing. 1 being I'm just, I can't possibly. You don't have to write it down if you haven't got a book. Someone will give it to you later. How do I feel out? Okay, you don't have to do the score now. It's just, I want you to remember this. Give yourself, and then there's only 2 more. Give yourself a happiness. So that was, how do I feel out of 10 energy? And a happiness rating out of 10. How happy am I out of 10? How happy am I? Yeah, I'll give you a couple of things. I've got a couple of other things I'll give him as well on this, but really, and then something I today that I'm really happy about or grateful for. Just one thing. It could just be you got a wicked shot in, or you saw a puppy, or something at school, and it can be private or whatever. But those 2 things, the first 2 especially, if you continuously getting 4 or 5, so if you're carrying like a calf niggle and you've trained, and for 4 weeks in a row you're getting 4s and 5s out of 10 about how you're feeling, it's obviously not going to make you happy. And then obviously you're going to probably be struggling to find the gratitude stuff, but that's crucial that you do. Because it is, you still get to be here. You don't have to be here. You're very good and you make your own luck because you're very good and you work very hard. But never forget that it is a privilege. So with that, how do I get as many 8s and 9s and 10s as I can? And that's how we reverse engineer. So this is going to help that because you're going to be able to stay on the deck, on the park. Really important stuff, yeah? But how do we keep ourselves happy and energetic? That's it. That's it. So if something's happening at school, if something's happening with another dynamic, you write it down. When you're ready, you talk to someone, hopefully your mums and dads and coaches, because we need you feeling close to 10 out of 10 as possible. Does that make sense? Really, really important stuff. If you start to carry niggles for too long, it's not going to be enjoyable and you're not going to have fun and you're not going to be able to execute the way you want to do. You're all guns, you want to be able to show what you can do in a team environment. So mental, emotional, really important. The stuff that we do then is going to really help this longevity. So some of these habits, the balancing, some of the strength you'll start to do in the next couple of years, the warm-ups, they're going to help you play forever. Have you got any questions on that? The ratings out of 10? Hey, any questions? How do I feel good? Hydration, nutrition, J-Pit? Do what? Hydration, nutrition, we're pretty sweet. Yeah.
Learning how to question, which will probably fit in with.
Yeah, absolutely. Any questions, any time. There's no shit questions. No wrong questions. Well, you've written it down.
She's giggling like that, like
You're-
she never hears.
She loves the word SHIT at the
You're
moment.
very
She's
well prepared.
giggling.
Have you written this question down before? Very well prepared. Good girl. Go.
What is the best way to stay focused during tough games or training if I've had a bad day at school?
That's a great question, Dale. So you can all. That's true for your age to learn this, right? Do you mean if you had a really bad day at school, you're tired, or you've had a really prick of a day, like as far as energy, or something bad's happened and made you upset? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had a real tough day, and stuff's happening outside of you that you can't control, whether it's school, friends at school, other things happening. That is awesome. Great question. As soon as you do anything, if you learn this skill from 10, 11, you'll be set for life, okay? You have to just you have to really set everything else aside and just remember that it'll all pass. All you have to worry about is inside of you. So if you can worry about, you're gonna be upset because it's normal, you're a human being, you're gonna have things that upset you all the time. But if you can not worry about what other people are saying or doing, ever, because I'm telling you, I know it's hard at 10, 11, but I promise you, don't worry about what other people are saying or doing, ever, and just come back to a system or a process, and that is for you, that Lenny, yeah? For you, honey, this basketball and the warm up and the next process and the next thing in the chain. So just come back, write this down. Come back to my system, come back to my system and worry about my process. My system, my process. Other people's opinions or something that's happened out of my control. If a friend was mean to me, if I got left out of something, just let them do that, because you can't change it anyway. And the more you can worry about your process, your system, and you being you, like authentically you, so you're yourself, you're not going to change yourself, because the more you try to change other people, you'll just end up being miserable anyway. So you're coming back to this sport that you're one of the best top sides in the country at. So all you got to do then is not get emotional, try to detach from that stuff, Dale, especially when you've left the joint, and just come in here, training or game, especially game, and worry about the game only. All the system, if you're training, Lenny, you just go back to, okay, what have I got to do? Roller 30 seconds. I know videos will show the stuff. Roller 30 seconds, downward dog 30 seconds, openers, thoracic openers, calf hammies, A-skips, just next thing in the chain. Does that make sense? Because then you're not relying on emotion, you're only relying on process. Emotion's good in the last 30 seconds of a game. So what happens if stuff's going wrong in a game, Lenny? What happens? I'll speak to that. The school stuff is a very great question. And if stuff's going wrong in a game, is that the same stuff, Dale? Same question? Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
Like if you've just had 10 or 12 scored on you, and you've got the oppo getting in here verbally, and you've got 15 parents who you think are watching and are judging you, does that happen a little bit sometimes? You win all the time. You're too busy winning. I haven't spoken to any university of these kids. But in all seriousness, if you feel like stuff's going wrong in a game, it's even more important to detach from emotion and get back to the system. Because as soon as you start worrying about the scoreboard or other people or parents giving you shit, not yours, but other parents or other supporters, or the oppo getting stuck in there, it's over. So you get out of your own head and you just worry about your process. And that's what we're trying to develop here, to be honest. That's what we're doing tonight. It's your process and your system to come back to all the time, to not worry about anything outside of you. Because none of it matters. The happiest people don't give a shit about anyone else. And they're obviously good people. And they trust their own gut and they be themselves. But they've all got a process, because what a routine does is it allows you to just do everything easily. You don't have to force it because you've got a routine in place. That's not just under 11s, 12s, Division 1 State League ball. That is every single successful person you've ever seen, ever. The happiest ones and the successful ones, the happy ones, have a routine and a system. Does that make sense? Keep it uncomplicated, simple, leave it at the door and worry about your system. Layups, what works for me. The more you worry about, the more you concentrate on getting stuff right, in 3 days' time it'll be over. Because it always passes. And it's always hard until it's not. So the more you can show up and be yourself in these environments, the better. Has anyone got any questions on that kind of stuff in a game or training? No? You're going to have it. Try to detach from all the rubbish around you. Whether it's friends saying stuff, school shit saying stuff, teacher, other coaches, opposition. The less energy you give it, the more energy you got for there. Because you've all only got, like, say this pen has got like a finite amount of energy in a day, right? There's your energy. You wake up at whatever time. If you're given stuff mentally, so say you're worrying about what people are saying about you or writing about you, about a bad day at school, instantly your body thinks you've already run a marathon because you're worrying about it. So stress and worry is far harder on the body than doing 1,000 suicides out there, 1,000 shutter runs. So if you can detach from all that shit, all of a sudden you've wasted this much energy, and then really start, you got all this to be happy and to actually execute on the court. But that could be, that's a great combo for another night. Really, really, really good question, Lenny. Amazing. Team culture. What are some of the things you're doing at the moment? I know you're only new together. You've been together since October? Is that correct?
Yeah.
October? Anything in culture, like from bonding perspective, or have you got any rituals that you do? You got a team warm up, team, I don't know, not warm up, but team song or team anything? Yes. Hey.
Just a break after a huddle. That's it.
Yeah, that's good. What about All right, that's good. So with that stuff, you're so young, but at this level, it really does make a difference at any level. So what's your do you guys watch any sport on TV or not really? You can see stuff changing, like, you can see stuff, momentum, and what you're doing in this stuff is about momentum. You're getting the ball rolling really gradually, but sustainably. And you can't stop a moving ball. You can't stop a moving snowball. Okay, it becomes a bloody avalanche, and that's what you're becoming. So what we're trying to do here then is with these little things, and do you know what, girls? None of this takes any talent. Not one thing I'm speaking about takes more talent than you've already got. You're all very talented. But you don't have to go back and ask mum and dad if they can give you a bit more gene pool. Because you've already got this. You've got the ability right now. So I'm not saying for you girls to instantly be better have a better percentage of shooting from outside the arc, better from the free throw line. That obviously takes reps. But all this stuff takes zero talent. So there's someone in the oppo that you think's more talented than you. Don't worry about any of that rubbish, because it means nothing if you've done this. And all this is that vibe and that energy on the court. You can be as quiet as a mouse as long as you're presenting with good energy. And you're up and you're about and you're getting around your mates, you're celebrating, you're diving on loose balls, and if someone's down, you're picking them up. That stuff's everything. And if someone gets into your mate, you make sure you get into them. All those little things, and celebrate. And celebrate all the little wins along the way. What's an example of a little win? Anyone know? In a game? What about, like, if someone's got a 1v2 and they win a board, or if someone pressure, say there's 15 seconds to go and someone literally goes and puts enough pressure on the oppo that it goes from being such an easy transition that they actually miss the shot, when it could have easily been an easy 2 points for the oppo. That's huge. Those little wins, if 4 girls stream to that individual, the whole roof just comes off. And the other team goes, yeah, we're in for a hard night against the Rangers. What do you reckon's the biggest compliment CP when the other side every night goes, I just don't want to play these girls. I just don't want to play them. So you're hard to play against. You want to be good people, but you want to be very hard to play against. So there's an old saying that obviously character comes first, which is being a great person, but being competitive, you have to be a competitive beast, but it also has to show. You can't be just doing it, you have to show it. Because the opposition can see it, but more importantly, your teammates can pick up on it too. What's your name? Sorry for your name. Soraya. Soraya's on tonight. She's on it. She's lifting her whole team, mate, and everyone can see it. Lenny's on tonight. Lenny's got the voice up. 3 rebounds. She's on, and she's yelling. I promise you, once you do this, it just becomes automatic. Anything else that is? What's a bad example of that? Can someone say? If you would have seen it before, what's an example of bad team culture? Would you think? You would have seen it. Definitely on this side, but what about yeah, go down. Yeah, very much. Yeah, that's definitely, body language is everything. Absolutely, I'm not. You're getting done 25 points to sit, but your body language is up. There's still a chance. As soon as you drop your head, which is human nature, but that's for people that don't want to go where you guys want to go. You guys want to get the best out of yourself, so you're keeping that energy high. Yes, a bad example of culture. Sorry, honey? Bullying. Yeah, your teammates. Yeah, all the other, yeah. You got it, positive, always. So you never, ever. This is sacred in here. This little spot here is sacred. Like, you get 10 girls you can do some pretty cool things with. And you'll remember this stuff when you're in year 10, 11, 12. You remember this bunch of girls now. You never ever want to make someone feel less than. So you 10 together are a unit. Now, there's always going to be someone that can do things better, but you've all got your individual strengths, and you all want to keep working on your little, to use a cliche, like your major one wood or your strength, keep working on that. If I went around the room, I'm not going to do it tonight, because I know you don't want to talk too much, but I'd love to know everyone's individual strengths, and then you keep working on that and really amplifying that, and then with the things you want to work on or room for improvement, you work on that. But you never, ever in a game or training verbally be negative at all to your teammates, in front of them, behind their back. You girls would never do that. But that, you see it happen all the time. But that would never happen here. If there's the coach, it's up to the coaches and the team managers to work on room for improvement areas whilst promoting all your strengths. Comes back to this stuff here, belief, confidence, and the verbal we spoke about. So the self-belief is everything. and the confidence is everything. I understand confidence doesn't grow on trees, and if it does, then every single coach of any sporting side would be probably redundant, because it is all about mindset. So with that stuff there, I'm not expecting you to just flip a 180 and go, yeah, you don't have to be arrogant about it, but it's just that belief. And girls, I promise you, if you start writing down what you're doing, so tonight I trained at Dandenong and I felt 10 out, I forgot to say, write down what you've done that day exercise-wise as well. And someone write it down, I'll remember that. So exercise-wise, and you really only want to be peaking 2 or 3 times a week. So if you're playing a domestic, you don't train domestic, do you, surely?
Yeah.
Do you? Oh, okay. So domestic training could be like a 2 out of 10 intensity, 3 out of 10, okay? But you want to be peaking when it matters. You can't be going all out 7 days a week, doesn't matter who you are. All right, so you can train 10 times a week if you back off on those domestics. But you'll have a bit of a training plan. What works for me? Feels good on Tuesday, Thursday, I peak then, and I make sure I peak Friday. And do you know what it all comes back to? How do I feel good on Friday night? It all comes back to that. So I guess the biggest thing to take away is the reps. Reps don't just mean free throws. It means everything. These are reps. The rollers are rep. The A-skips are rep. The writing downs are rep. The detaching from emotion, talking about things that happen at school. If you had a really bad emotional weekend, someone was really mean to you, someone left you out, whatever, someone said something, that's a rep. Practicing detaching, being upset, talking to your parents and your friends or whatever, letting go and letting them just be them, because there's something wrong with them, not you. That's a rep. Doing this stuff, writing down, doing single leg balance, the videos I'll give Jen, that stuff really important. Getting up and about, helping people out, chest up, get around, celebrate the little wins, 1%. Belief and confidence, I understand it's probably the hardest one, but the self-belief will come from this. It won't be that before that, because that before that is false. And you've probably played heaps of people like this. They've got a lot more voice than you, and they're really out there and talking heaps of shit, but they haven't done this. So their whole confidence system is built on a house of cards, whereas yours, I want yours to be built on a bloody concrete base that can't ever be broken. Does that make sense? So Lenny, if something happens out there and you're bloody 2 points down with 10 seconds to go, and Willow is on 4 fouls and someone's also on 4 fouls, and the oppo's in here, and the ref's been not fair, and something's happened here, something's happened there. If you've done this, and you've done this and this, and you can't be broken, then this is this there. And that's there, even though it's quiet. It can be quiet confidence. You don't have to be loud, like some of the people you might see. It doesn't matter. Everyone's who they are. But if you have this, you can't get beaten. And then you'll win more games than you don't. I promise. The winning's great. It's an afterthought. No doubt you'll win lots of games. But if you win the right way, you'll have this forever. And you'll end up playing bloody ridiculous levels of sport, tennis, basketball, netball, AFLW, whatever you end up playing. If you're in an 800 metre race, individual stuff, this all counts as scores. Does that make sense about the house of cards and the concrete base? You know people that fake it, don't you, in games? And you've all played against people, you've probably got people in your schools that are really loud, or they think they're great, and that's great. That's each to their own. But in an actual battle, when shit actually matters, if you've done this stuff over the next few weeks, believe me, it won't take long. And you're doing this over and over, and then we start to put other stuff in. You don't have to understand why, but you just know that it's going to really help you. All right, so really, really, really important stuff. And you know how many minutes it'll take? 5 or 6 pre-training, 2 or 3 in the mornings. That's it. So nothing really has to change. A minute in your book at the end of the night. You can write as much or as little. You can write a whole page in there about how you're feeling, what you did well at basketball training, what you did shit house, whatever. I don't care. As long as you write energy, happiness, and something you're grateful for that day, that's all that matters. Any question on any of that? No? Take some notes. That's good. That's really good. It's important stuff. You've probably does that make sense? You've heard all of that before? Does it make sense, Clive?
To hear from the parents that hopefully actually seeks in what you told them.
The parent, 100%. Your mum and dad know all this, and I get it. It's not always because you're around each other all the time. Sometimes it's nice to hear it from someone different as well. But I promise you, it's the only thing that matters, right? Really, like you've got the talent, you've got the ability. So doing these little things, and it's not going to all change at once either. Like you'll continue to fall back into just rocking up. You continue to go back into your show in the game at times. I'm talking to you in your 3 and zip, so you're obviously doing something right. But we want, from the coach's perspective and other, we want you to just enjoy yourself and be bulletproof. Because it's only a matter of time that one of you gets injured, or we just want to make you bulletproof for that matter. So when you get to training, we'll get out there soon, and we'll do a little bit of a warm up, and we'll just do it, and you'll be right to go from 6:30. Is that what time you train? Yeah, sorry. So from 6:30, you're right to go. But we'll do we'll do like around the room if parents have got any questions on any preparation. But the biggest thing is don't complicate it and don't make it a chore. So if you want to do these things, they've got to flow. Don't think, oh, that bloke told me to do this, and this. You can't think like that. It's not, I have to do this. It's like, awesome. Like, it should be clearer. So your brain's really clear because we're going to give you a thing to follow. Awesome, I do this, and this. And then I'll give Jen some extras. Oh, awesome, I do this, and this. On an off night from basketball, on domestic training, I might do 3 minutes of this and this. And I feel, or I'm a bit weird in my groins and that, I might do this. And I'll just give, it's just basic stuff, but it's that repetition. You do the same if you were having the yips from the free throw line. Who's the best free throw shooter here? Who do I want going to the ring if I know you guys don't know each other yet, really? Do you all know each other well? Since October? Who do I want going to the ring? See if it's 50 all? No, you're all good, mate. You're all good. That's about good. You're all good. You'd all make it 50 all at the buzzer. Now I'm going to put it on you. I want some. What are we going to say? Parents, have a couple of questions first. I'm going to ask the girls. An off-the-cuff question, which I haven't thought of yet. So just give me. So parents, any questions at all? Preparation, food, anything at all?
Sorry.
Kids or
So
parents?
what's a good go-to quick that might give a good boost to a like snack, something that might be a quick turnaround, whether it's before training or
Before?
some games coming in from school to
Yeah.
get out in the car to get to these games.
For our serious hungry girls.
Well,
Yeah.
something that just
Real
might
angry?
give some kind of nutrition, but it's not going to cost, or it's not going to take forever to prepare.
Nah, great question. So I know that you're probably going to be fussy with what you like as well, but anything with a mix of carbs and protein is great, absolutely. So anything that you've got like leftovers, like it doesn't have to be much either. Like I think we get like these girls wouldn't probably eat much, but like a little bit of, or maybe because it's such a, you know what I mean. Like comparatively, like little things like you can take away, like those pouches. That you get at Safeway are really good. If they, like, there's all those, it's not baby food, but it looks like that. There's all those adult type versions. They're really good because they're a good little mix of carbs. They're complex carbs and they go straight in quite easily. But things like natural yogurt, fruit, honey, and it's like you can make like 5 or 6 little containers on a Sunday and just have them in the fridge. Like yogurt's brilliant for this age group especially. But yogurt, fruit, nuts, and you can put stuff like a bit of chocolate in there, it's fine. Honey, it doesn't matter. You can have like some olives in there. Like it doesn't matter as long as you've got that yogurt and fruit in there. And obviously from that more proteiny base, it's got that as well. But you've got stuff like you can like make little rice bowls and have them ready. Sushi's great. Anything like that. Something simple and easy. A chicken and salad roll from the bakery, or if you want to make 4 or 5, whack them in the fridge. No one's got time or the energy to be prepping stuff. Basketball parents are probably the most time-poor parents I know. So you're in and out of the car all the time, in between your own work and your other kids. So if you can make stuff really easy, girls and parents, like, and you guys can start to take charge of this as well. Like it's not up to mum and dad all the time. Like they've got truckloads of stuff going on. So what do you enjoy? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel like rubbish? Like you're going to get to training and you feel like crap because mum was busy, but you weren't ready either. So think about the night before. I'm going to be in the car at 4:45. I want that yogurt, and you don't have to prepare it. Maybe ask mum, hey mum, can you get 3 of those yogurts and fruits and nuts I like? Carmen's have got really good stuff. Anything quick and easy, like because they're burning through everything. It's pretty much anything that's going to give them natural carbohydrates and proteins without making them feel heavy. So it's just, even if it's what you normally eat, but half of it. So half a roll and a banana are great. It's just that continuity of fueling. Always look at fuel as fuel, food as fuel, okay? It doesn't have to be a treat all the time. It's just fuel that's going to help me play basketball. So anything natural from there. Questions on hydration and that? You guys are all drinking plenty of water and that? Anyone cramp up yet? Any cramping, mums? No? So post-nutrition, on the post-nutrition, just on that, same deal, but you can add more in. So more carbs, more protein. You can definitely get some extra magnesium or some magnesium supplements and sodium. You can add some salt to their food and that post. It's going to be really help accelerate their recovery. There's really no bounds. Like with kids or with any athlete, as long as they feel good and it's working, it's okay. Just balance, like not too much of one thing. So, because if they've played a huge game of rep ball, you get takeaway on the way home, it's going to be purged from their metabolic rate by bloody half up the freeway. So it doesn't matter. But that's a great question. So anything easy, snacks, any rolls. We'll write all that down, or is someone video still? Yeah, write all that down. Any questions? After match, any questions? What's your favourite go-to after match food? I'll go. This will be a good one. Favourite food after a game, after a win. Have you got a song? Do you sing a song when you win? No. We've got to start that, Mine, would you?
I know. They won't listen to me.
Well, you're going to listen to me. You're going to make up a song. Do you want me to write the lyrics?
Yes.
This will be good. I'll write the lyrics, Pips. Listen, and good fun. Alright, what's your favourite go-to food and drink after a game? You've had a good game, you won by 15 points.
McDonald's.
You've beaten Camberwell. Okay.
Slurpees.
What flavour?
Raspberry.
Raspberry?
Yeah.
Good. I like grape and cola. They're good too.
Yeah.
Slurpee. Very easy. Very easy. Maccas, what do you go? What's your order? What burger? Any burger? You're an easy one. Chips. I'm waiting for Willow. Iceberg, lettuce and carrot coming up on that. Maccas, do you order or mum and dad orders in the drive-thru? I love ordering. I take it really seriously. Got to get it right. I hate it when people stuff the order. Slurpee as well. What flavour? Right, what did you say, raspberry? That's 3 raspberries. Is someone doing a vote? Oh, really? What flavour? Ice Coke, cola. Yep. Okay. 3 raspberries, 1 Fanta or cola, and 1 Maccas. Maccas, what's your order? Cheeseburger. Yeah, what flavour? Yeah, good, isn't it? You gotta go large, upsize. Yes? Will iceberg, lettuce, and carrot? No? No, I'm gonna Jack when you get there. What's your go-to? Jen gets it. Yeah, oh, good. Oh, yes, good. Burrito? Good girl, yeah. That burritos are elite since we've got one local too, eh? Lenny?
McDonald's.
What's your order?
Chicken.
Yeah, good.
With a Slurpee or vanilla.
Yeah, good. Very similar to my order, these ones. I like them. What's your order?
KFC.
Yep. Where are we going?
Chips and like a slider.
Oh, sliders are good, aren't they? Do you know what you get there? You get boneless fillets. Have you had those before? You get a couple of, they're actually quite good. Protein-wise. Boneless fillets boneless fillets. Don't go there tonight because you haven't played a game. But honestly, it's fine. A treat's fine every now and then. But I'll write all the important stuff down, not that stuff, for Jen, for you to remember. Great question. We're going to get out there very soon. But the most important thing is, and I'll write down the key points, is that they're really, you just got to try to, you guys are already there, girls. You're doing so well. Like, you're at such an elite level. So we're not trying to change stuff. We're just trying to optimize and help you. Like, you don't have to guess. There's nothing worse. You know how I spoke about the energy? Like, if you're stressed or anxious about stuff, your energy goes down here. If you're thinking too much or trying to make decisions, your energy goes down here. So what we're trying to do is automate everything. We're going to automate stuff in there, and your coach is trying to automate systems. Then when stuff goes awry, when stuff goes bad, you'll be fine. Any questions on that? Parents, kids? Nah, I'll ask positions in a minute. I need you to talk a bit. Positions, basketball position. So this is a really beautiful community and group you've got. So keep it together, and if you do these things individually and as one, you'll be unbreakable. So you go and have fun. Oh, do you want to go out, JP, or give it a bit longer? Or?
We'll just do a quick photo in here,
Yeah,
and then we'll go down.
absolutely.
Because it'll just be chaos.
We'll go out. So what we'll do, girls, is we're going to practice. Yeah. So practice every. Keep going or watch. Use that one. So upper back, good, good. And just want to stretch it out. It's not about. See how the stretch is. That's awesome. Awesome. So, hey guys, look at Chloe. See her heels on the ground, and she's getting a wicked real stretch there. See that? And only a couple of rollers, 7 or 8, and then back on the rollers for the hammers and calves there. And the rest, of course, is our hammers and calves with the these are good for the calves and hammers as well. Little cricket balls, golf balls, or whatever. Good, Chloe.